In the first YDFL semifinal matchup, the Miami Hurricanes were looking to advance to the championship game for the second year in a row, taking on a Tennessee team that was the surprise of the league. 3-2, making it to the Final Four in their first year of existence. And the Vols came out fired up, looking for the upset win. Look at the defense stepping up right there. Their players were fired up. They just knew they could get the job done. But in the second half, the Miami Hurricanes started to turn it up a little bit. Torrin Dorn breaking off some big gains, escaping the Tennessee defense, the cameraman, and everybody else. He eventually got pushed out of bounds on this play. Then Kyle Horton on the quarterback keeper, getting the Hurricanes a little bit closer to the end zone. Miami trying to seize control of this game at this point. Then Dorn with some tough running near the goal line. He didn't quite get in the end zone on this play, but a few plays later, Dorn would cash in. Touchdown Miami, the Hurricanes stretching out their lead over Tennessee. Now the Volunteer offense had been explosive for most of the year, but on this day, they found the going tough against that tough Hurricane defense. Later in the second half, quarterback Kelly Hall wants it all. He's throwing for the end zone. Jamal White brings in the pass. Touchdown Miami. The Hurricanes are starting to celebrate, but Tennessee defensive lineman Daniel Armand says, "Not so fast, my friend." Armand, a playmaker for Tennessee all season long. Check him out on this play, simply blowing up the Miami offensive play. Armand, a primetime player for Tennessee all year long. That'll make your fans get up and cheer a little bit. That's right, those Volunteer fans keeping their spirits high, even though this was turning out to be a tough afternoon for the Volunteers. Tennessee going 3-2 in the regular season, but they just couldn't find any consistency on this day, especially with the offense. Every time it looked like they were going to make a big play, something bad happened. That turnover would lead to bad things. Kyle Horton on the quarterback keeper after the turnover. Watch the moves he makes on this play. Simply a thing of beauty. Touchdown Miami. That'll get the Hurricanes fired up. The cheerleaders especially, because now they're thinking, hey, we can win this championship for the second year in a row. Goody, goody, goody for me. Goody, goody, goody for you. Now the Tennessee team would not give up. They just weren't going to go down without a fight. They get a touchdown pass late in the ball game. Justin Ashford on the receiving end of this halfback option pass, but it wouldn't be enough. The Hurricanes advanced to the YDFL championship game for the second straight year. But hey, do you think those Volunteers were worried? No, they still had a spot in the Rose Bowl. That's more than enough reason to be happy. Now the second semifinal game featured Southern Cal and Nebraska. Southern Cal simply lit it up in the regular season, going 5-0. Nebraska rebounded from an 0-2 start to find a spot in the playoffs, and the Cornhuskers were hoping to get to the championship game for a second straight year. But boy, these Trojans, they're pretty good. That's Michael Stevens on the second play of the game, ripping off a big play for a touchdown for the Trojans. Just like that, it's 6-0. Head coach Adrian Morrell thought he had something special with this edition of the Trojans. His team would not disappoint him. They were dominant in all three phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. Look at Frankie Walsh on this play. Blow up the Nebraska offense all by himself. What a player, what a team. Now those Nebraska fans, whenever the Cornhuskers showed up, you knew those fans were going to make their voices heard. It did not take much to get them pumped up, and it would carry over to the team. How could you not get pumped up after hearing their fans go at it? And they would just gang tackle Southern Cal and just make life miserable for that offense for a good part of the first half. Look at this hit coming up. Punishing defense there by the Cornhusker D. But Southern Cal would answer the challenge. These Trojans were clearly on a mission. They wanted to roll through the 2006 season with an unblemished mark, 7 straight wins. And to do that, they would have to take care of business against the Cornhuskers. This game had the makings of a defensive struggle, as neither offense could get on track after that big run from Stevens to start the game. But then Southern Cal's big playability, boy did it explode. Zarek Bonner finds room on the left sideline, and that's it. He's gone. He's out of here. Take it to the house. Give him 6. Bonner doing it on offense, and he would do it on special teams as well. Check him out on the punt return. Again, finding a crease on the left sideline. That's it. Forget it. Touchdown. Bonner helping break a close game open. Southern Cal just went berserk with the big play. Justin Elliott, look at him turn nothing into something. A very big old something. Try a touchdown run. That would be enough to get the Southern Cal fans fired up. The cheerleaders heard it through the grapevine. Their team was pretty tough. They heard it through the grapevine. Those Trojans were hot stuff. Southern Cal moves on to the YDFL championship game to face Miami after a very impressive win over Nebraska.